Hello all, today me and my team will be presenting about a company called MIV which is located in India. My team members include Akshay, myself George, Hari, Nitin, Manju and Sachin. MIV is a company which mostly concentrate on CFS. Earlier, at the time of loading this smaller shipment, the goods were sorted while onboarding. This process resulted in products getting jumbled together. However, goods are sorted and organized prior to onboarding with the introduction of containerized shipment. A CFS stands for Containers Freight Station. It is a warehouse station for consolidating and deconsolidating of cargo prior to the import export of the products and goods. For LCL, wherein the shipments belongs to several customers, the cargo is loaded in one container and is brought to a CFS to be consolidated before the goods are sent to their final destination. Now I'll talk about the importance of container freight station. With adequate safety measures and tracking facilities, CFS facilitates intermodal transport and optimizes the process of transporting smaller shipments to their respective locations with appropriate safety measures and tracking facilities. Goods are consolidated into containers at the CFS, and each vessel is assigned a unique identification number which aids the trader in tracking the container and the products. The containerized goods are sent through CFS, eliminates the risk of damage and therefore facilitates a smooth transaction between the exporter and the importer. The procedure of customs clearance is not a requirement at the gateway ports. Automation for loading and unloading containers at the dock port is much more easier. Some of the main functions of container freight station are receiving and dispatching cargo, consolidation and deconsolidation of cargo, stuffing of containers for export and destuffing or stripping of containers for import, temporary storage for cargo and empty containers, and also for onward transit or re-export, transit from rail or road to and from ports, examination and assessment of export-import shipments by customs authorities for customs clearance, tracking system to locate containers or cargo. MIVCFS is strategically located at a distance of zero point 0.5 kilometers from the ICTT's terminal in India. The container freight station is equipped with state-of-the-art infrastructure and technologically advanced systems backed by best-in-market standards in the safety and security of people, cargo, and containers. This newly set up facility is well equipped to handle cargo and containers, including hazardous cargo, as per the International Maritime Dangerous Goods Standards. As they advertise, their container freight station are the perfect destination for customers, cargo, and containers. In line with this belief, they have built their facility to cope up with global standards and are well equipped to serve customers across the industry. There are more than 150 employees in the company, including people from the top management, staff, vendors, and laborers. The annual turnover for the company was estimated at around 6 million Canadian dollars. Some of the advantages of MIV logistics are increased efficiency. Cutting-edge IT and e-commerce systems help our customers develop effective and resilient supply chain. And we have all the facilities under one roof. Our integrated network of CFS, equipment maintenance, and transportation services have strong and provide our customers with a one-stop solution of world-class standards. Next is our company's business strategies, which will be explained by Nitin James.
Hi everyone, I will be discussing about the company's business strategy. So for customers to stay in business with MIV, company takes several business strategies on periods, like providing end-to-end transportation service, So that MIV is the only CFS in Kochi that provides door delivery of import containers, which means the container will be taken from the port, and after the customs examination inside the CFS, it will be dropped back to the customer premises, like warehouse in some other places, and drop the empty containers after unloading the cargo in the empty depot. And another is accepting import on wheel containers. Import on wheels means the customer is allowed to move the container from uh, port to CFS, so that the transportation charge will be waived off during the cashew import season to attract the volume. And also public bonded warehouse. A bonded warehouse is which holds the goods that have been already undergone customs clearance procedure, and also handling metal scraps. MIV is the only CFS in Kochi that handles metal scraps, and only 20% of total volume needs to be destuffed to customs examination purposes, but it can attract 100% volume in the market. Now we will discuss about how the logistics structure works here. I will discuss about the import process. For import, first we want to receive the document, and port sends each vessel IAL. IAL means import advance list file to CFS import department with the following details like IGM number. It is called import general manifest number, vessel name, voyage number, container number, size, containers ISO code, CFS code, importer name, and cargo description like that. And CFS import department check all the details available in the IAL file and upload into system. And after uploading to the system, the associate in import department will prepare movement form, which is applicable for which is an application form for removal of container from port, and hand it over to the transport coordinator. So the transport coordinator will coordinate the movement of container from port to CFS, and at the CFS gate, the surveyors will check the container physically for any damages, and they mainly check the container seal for any mismatch with the system. And after all this checking, the truck with the container will be proceed to the weighment for taking the container weighment, and will be unloaded at the yard. At the yard, there will be a yard officer and a locator, and they will be recording all these containers location where they unload the container, and the reefer containers need to be plugged in, so they will be rerouted to the plugging spot, and the information is passed to the electrician for monitoring the temperature of the container every 4 hours. The next step in the CFS logic structure will be the customs examination. The CHA or importer approaches the documentation center with a DO or NOC. It's called a delivery order or non-objection certificate from the shipping line, and a copy of BL. BL means a bill of lading, and open order or examination order from the customs RMS system. RMS is risk management system, and a copy of bill of entry. Bill of entry is for import containers, and these all details are collected by the import staff, and they will upload in the system. And after uploading, they will generate a customs examination work order, and the customer of the CHA will carry this work order to the yard, and the supervisor in the yard will coordinate surveyors and workers or laborers, and they will come and open the container seal. And before opening the container seal, they will check again the container seal is matching with the documents. And after that, after opening the container, the cargo is unloaded for examination as per the instructions from the customer. Now we will look into how the delivery of the container takes place. After the customs examination, CHA or importer will approach the documentation center with a copy of out of charge. Out of charge is a document provided by the customs stating that the container is cleared after paying the duty. So the documentation people will check the details in the custodian copy or the out of charge, and generate invoice for handling and facilitation charges and storage charges if any. So the customer will make the payment and obtain the gate pass, which obviously has 3 copies, and it should be signed by the customs officer. So 2 of these copies will be submitted to the gate in and out, and the third copy will be submitted to the uh, yard officer or the locator by the truck driver. So the locator or the yard officer will find the location of the container and inform the operator to load the container. The operator is the man who operates the reach tracker, which is the equipment used for loading the container. And when the loaded truck reaches the out gate, the gate surveys once again cross-check with the available gate pass and confirms gate out. And next part of this presentation will be doing by Sachin. Thank you.
Thank you, Nitin. My name is Sachin. Today I will be talking about exporting and IT systems. About the exporting, there are mainly 5 steps. Step 1 is the exporter will load the goods in a truck and deliver them to the nominated CFS along with the shipping bill. Step 2, then goods will then go through the process of loading and carting. And the next step, in the warehouse, the goods will be scanned and verified and then stuffed into containers. Followed by the container is then sealed by the custom officer and sent out of the CFS to the port. And the final step, once the goods are at the port, they are sent out through the shipping line. Next topic is IT systems. Here the company uses a software named CFS Tracker developed by the Phoenix creators and digital disruptors for day-to-day CFS operation. It is a fully fledged system to track container details, and the details will be stored in the server for more than 3 years. The finance team uses a Tally software for accounting purposes. Daily invoice and collection data automatically flows from CFS Tracker to Tally at a specified time, and they can access required finance reports like daily collection reports, activity-wise revenue, reports such as revenue from import also. Talking about the backup, the company uses MS Excel as a backup to all system-based records, and the warehouse and the yard officers also maintains their inventory reports in Excel. Next, we will be talking about how the CFS uses RFID tag. Using an RFID tag, anyone who has access to a system can track the container's location in the yard. It will help the import officer or billing team to get an accurate number of lift on or lift off happened. It will also help the operator to easily identify the location of a container, and therefore locator need not to be running through bays to find a container. Since the role of locator removes chances of accidents through man-machine intervention will also be reduced. The use of RFID will help the business to reduce their cost, as the operator or yard officer can pre-plan the number of shifts to get one container out from the bay, and it is very helpful to avoid unnecessary shifting. Thank you. That's all about my part. Next part will be taken by Manju.
Hello all, I'm Manju. I'm going to explain about the warehouse and inventory management systems in MIV CFS. MIV CFS has 3 warehouses for the storage of import and export cargo. The first one is a main warehouse with 50,000 square feet storage area. It is divided into 3. 40% is for import cargoes, 40% is for export cargoes, and the balance 20% is used for bonded cargo storage. There are 41 shutters available in 3 phases of the warehouse, and all are equipped with ramps to facilitate in and out movements of laborers and equipment in the container to make the stuffing and destuffing process easy. They have made an additional flow of 10,000 square feet storage area with the help of mezzanine flow. It is strong enough to keep high weight cargo and is supported by a cargo lift. The bonded warehouse or bonded cargo, in some cases the importer does not require the entire cargo in a single shipment. In such a case, the customs provides a facility to store the cargo in a bonded warehouse. The importer can finish the customs clearance and keep cargo in a bonded warehouse, but does not need to pay the customs duty at the time of clearance. Later, when the customer needs the cargo at a smaller quantity, they can file a new BE and pay duty for the small lot that is required and take them for delivery. Through this, the importer gets financial freedom, as they need to pay duty only for the material required immediately, and the rest will be safe under customs security. MIV CFS is the only CFS in Kochi with bonded warehouse facility. Imported newsprint reels are the major commodity stored in bonded warehouses in recent years. chocolates, supermarket items, liquor, etc. for nearby airport duty-free shops are also stored in MIV bonded warehouse. Poda Global Limited, Flamingo Duty Free, Asianet Cable Vision, etc. are the major clients so far. The next warehouse of MIV CFS is a 6,000 square feet storage area. It's a drive-through warehouse dedicated to bonded cargo. The third warehouse is a 3,000 square feet drive-through warehouse that is mostly used for storing dusty cargo. Sometimes customers hire the entire warehouse for repacking or labeling of their export or import cargoes. There's an additional storage of 100,000 square feet yard area dedicated for storage of metal, scrap and timbers. Minimum 20% of the total metal scrap volume should be destuffed inside the container freight station for customs examination processes. As of now, MIV CFS is the only CFS in Kochi facilitating scrap, destuffing and storage. They use tipper trucks and reach stacker for scrap destuffing, grabber, magnet, excavator, etc. used for scrap loading. They have a set of warehouse yard supervisors, around 10 surveyors and more than 60 laborers for cargo handling. Surveyors must be present while seal cutting, destuffing, stuffing, carting, segregating, etc. It's their duty to ensure the number of pieces or units that are loaded or offloaded. They have to account and inform mismatch in declared quantity if any found. Now my friend Hari will explain about the transportation management in MIV CFS. Thank you.
Good morning all. Here I would like to present the transportation management of MIV company. MIV offers the below transportation option to the customers. First one, import en bloc laden containers movement from ICTT to CFS. Second one, import door delivery, delivery of import laden containers to importers' premises and offloading empty containers to an empty yard. MIV CFS does not own any trucks for carrying out the essential container movements. Instead, they have appointed a few transport vendors through legal tender. There is one major transport partner which called Roseline Transports and two support vendors, Kumar Transports and Easy Trans. Roseline is fully used for the en bloc movement of laden boxes from ICTT MIV CFS. They have agreed to supply a minimum of 50 trucks a day for facilitating the en bloc movement faster and to complete within the port-free days. Once the C import general manifest is received, MIV CFS prepare the required movement form and submits hand over the same to the transport vendor along with the blank form 13. There are no special charges for the referred box since genset is not used for an en bloc movement as the total time required to reach CFS from ICTT is only less than 20 minutes. Any low bed trailer seats required for handling special equipment will be charged as per market rate. The other two transports are mainly for fulfilling import door delivery requirements of customers. CFS sale team collects the transportation requirements from customers such as destuffing locations, commodity, weight and so on, and hand over the same to the pricing or IR team. They will get quote from the vendors and provide a cost to the sales team. CFS operation team share the daily requirements of the trailers of movement with the vendors on the previous day itself. MIV owns 2 units of 14 trailers for conducting internal movements. They have 2 hired reacher stackers for stacking and shifting containers. Thank you, and I'm welcome Akshay to present next.
Hi everyone, my name is Akshay and I'm going to talk about key learning about the organization. MIV CFS is the most spacious, advanced and user-friendly CFS in the port city, with 18.5 acres of land and a capacity of 80,000 TEUs per annum. They have the biggest warehousing area also. The close competitors such as GDKL and Concor don't have half of what MIV offers. The major services which may be considered as USPs of MIV CFS are the dedicated bonder warehouses and scrapyards. Bonder customers who use other CFS will have to get their container cleared in CFS and apply for customs escort to move the cargo to a bonder warehouse. It's a cost and time involving process. MIV eliminates both risk and provides an in-house solution for that. In case of the metal scrap, destuffing of at least 20% of metal scrap is a must, and there is no alternative option to do customs examination. Since there is a wider yard area, MIV stands as a single service provider for the industry. Unlike the other CFS in the area, MIV is built and run by the maritime giant APM Moller Maersk Group. Even though Maersk has withdrawn stake and operation support, MIV still keep a few of its value and standard. Safety is the best example of that. MIV strives to provide a safe environment for its employees, vendors and customers. Whoever enters the yard will be taken care of, and it is mandatory for them to follow the safety rules insisted by the company. Okay, now let's dive into the next heading, possible roles in the organization and how to apply. As of now, there are more than 150 employees working with MIV. It includes staff and payroll, outsourced positions, contract workers, and laborers. To become a permanent employee in MIV, closely monitor the LinkedIn profile of MIV as well as Inkle, the managing partner in the joint venture. Inkle carries out administration and management roles for MIV, so they put vacancies on their website also. Else, aspirants can reach out to the HR or IR team and submit their resumes to consider them for the future openings of their capacity. Positions that can be applied for include key manager positions, heads of departments, marketing or finance or HR or admin team members, etc. MIV has also appointed JNPS, a manpower consultancy based in Kochi, for hiring contract staff for them. So whenever there is an opening, JNPS will also be kept informed. Aspirants can add their resumes to the JNPS portfolio and wait for a suitable opening. Positions include counter staff, gate, yard or warehouse supervisor, cashier, etc. For contract workers and laborers, MIV has also appointed POBO Services, a leading manpower supply agency in the city. POBO has its own team of skilled and unskilled workers, and they supply laborers on an annual contract basis and on a daily basis when required. So that's it. On behalf of my group, I thank everyone for listening, and thank you, Professor.